Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We are, as you can tell, home, and we hopefully you've been enjoying all of our videos. We put up our last day in Tokyo Disney Sea a couple of days ago.
Right.
So hopefully you've all been enjoying watching them. And what we thought we would do is we would do a merchandise haul and show you what we bought. I will say that we were a little disappointed.
Well, the park is very good at merchandising itself. Anyone who goes to Tokyo Disney Sea can tell you you're going to trip over Duffy
Yeah.
every 3 feet. There are, I think, literally 3 stores solely devoted to selling Duffy and Friends teddy bears.
Yeah.
And some of them are quite big stores, like McDuck's department store is almost as big as the Emporium. And you go inside and it's all Duffy. And you
Yeah.
say there could have been other things in this store. They like to sell a lot of food goods, a
Yes.
lot of souvenir goods, which we can show some of you to you. We brought things home.
Yeah. Well,
Everything is over there.
yeah.
Okay, this is.
This is one of them.
We think this is a cookie.
Yeah, it is. It was a cookie. So the thing is, since we're a little far off of our trip, it was basically 2 months ago now.
We should open these.
We, you know, we. I remember this being a cookie, but of course everything is in Japanese. So
Again, snacks galore of all shapes and sizes. Most of them, and I can show a couple over there, come in litho printed tin cans. They're meant as gifts to bring home to people and hand out. Every store had a section filled with those kind of items.
yeah, and they.
And some of them are quite beautiful. The cans themselves are quite beautiful, really.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so the whole idea behind these in Japanese culture, it is very common for when they go away on vacation that they bring gifts back for their families and friends. So a lot of these, oh yeah, it's taped.
They're probably all taped
Yeah,
still.
everything inside the can is individually wrapped. So you can, this is the one that Stephen just showed. You can either give the can or open it up and then you give the individual items. Now, he was just looking at these. These actually came in a box. They're little strawberry filled Mickeys. I think it's
Mickey cakes.
Yeah, Mickey. But we opened them up so we wanted some snacks. So you could just give this to a friend, or you could give the box that
Some
it
of them
came
are meant
in.
to be family gifts. Some of them are meant to be like workplace gifts.
Right.
That you bring back to work and people come around and you give them a cookie or a cake.
Right.
Some of the cases, again, are very attraction specific. That's a beautiful case for soaring in Tokyo Disney Sea. You know, and again, all lithographed.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the price on the back of this tin, which is 1,100 yen. And if my math is correct, that's around maybe 750 US.
The prices were very reasonable.
Yeah.
On souvenirs of all kinds.
Yeah.
Very reasonable. The exchange rate was very good when we went. We don't
Yeah.
know when it'll be, if it ever changes. This is a set that was specifically for either the Miracosta, the Ambassador, or the Disneyland Hotel. So that was the only way you were going to get that.
And this one
Case.
is 1,340 yen. So a little bit more, maybe, closer to $10. But, those of you that go to the parks in the U.S., will know that things like this are much more expensive.
Yes.
But we didn't buy a whole lot of that kind of stuff. That was just some of the stuff the tins that we saw that we really liked.
Well, again, a lot of the things, if you're looking for IP, intellectual property material, not there. Not there. Case in point.
We did get some of it.
There's a little bit. Case in point. Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
The Temple of the Crystal. Indiana Jones is a major franchise. If you go to an American Disney park, if you go to a French, if you go to even in Paris, you can find merchandise. Indiana Jones hats, shirts, the bags, toys. The official Indiana Jones merchandise. Get ready, it's coming. And there it is. It's a little tiny Tony car, Matchbox car of the ride vehicle. That is all.
Yeah.
That is all you will find.
Yeah, there really
not
wasn't.
Not even an Indiana Jones hat.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you walk out of the temple, out of the ride, there is a little cart right outside the exit.
Right.
There was nothing Indiana Jones. It was Mickey or Duffy or whatever.
Mickey.
We did get a picture from the ride. So there is the outside on the back. It has the Jeep and it says Tokyo Disney Sea. And then it's pretty cool on, there we go, on the inside. I'll kind of, that's the whole thing. And then the crystal skull, because that's what the ride is.
I'm driving.
And then, there's our picture. Let's see if that comes out. So we got this because one, it's hysterical, the picture of him. And two, there really wasn't any merchandise. I want to show you the first thing that we purchased. Now, if you watched the videos, on our first day, I had made mention that when we went into the park, we had to go into the app because there are some stores that you need to make a reservation. So when they have a merchandise release, you can't just go into the store and buy that merchandise. It is so popular there when they have a release. You have to get a standby pass and you're not guaranteed to get it. So if you're there when merchandise is released, even though you're there, you may not get it. So the first day in, I went into the app and went into the standby section, and it showed the woodchuck, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I thought it was a store. It ended up being like a little cart. Needed a reservation. So I'm like, well, let me just make a reservation, even though I don't know what's there, because what if it's something that we want?
Right. And then we walked over to actually see what are they doing over here.
And these are the cutest little things. So they're a keychain. You can see it's the Mickey ears. And on the back, it says Tokyo Disney Resort. And they engraved our names into the plate. So Stephen got Mickey and I got a Minnie. So
now, if I remember, this was the only time they did this.
No, this was the only thing that was at that cart.
Oh, right.
But they only had so many reservations a day because you went and you were only allowed to get 2. Right. Now, of course, if we wanted more, we could have each gone up separately and did that. They gave, so you went and you paid, and then you had to write out exactly what you wanted engraved.
That's right. Yeah.
And then we had to go back to the booth. So we had to wait for them to do the engraving and then go back and pick them up. But these were, I'm not going to say a price because I can't remember, but I remember being like, well, wow, that's really cheap for those. Right. So again, it wasn't something that was expensive. So that was the first thing that we got our first day. And then Stephen, of course, showed you the...
you have to pick up a pair.
Yeah, we each got a pair. So you could get these with gold rims, which is what Stephen did with the brown frames. And mine are a silver with a purple.
They had them in every color sort of configuration, a
Yeah.
black lens or a black frame. They had them in all sorts
Yeah.
of configurations.
And the funny thing about this is I was telling you how cheap those tins were with the snacks. These are 2,900 yen. And again, that's still not overly expensive. But it's funny that they're more expensive than those really beautiful tins with
Right.
the snacks in them. And then one other
Yeah. Well, that's because
sunglasses that I got, if you can see, they're Donald Duck. It was
we were there
Donald's.
for Donald's Quack Duck City celebration. Donald's Quacky Duck City. Ladies and gentlemen.
Go down a little bit.
There it is.
There
in
you
there.
go. Yeah. So they were having. I think it was called Palpalooza or
Palpalooza.
something.
First was Minnie.
Mini, and that was January through the end of March.
And then it took a break, and then it came back as Donald.
And that was like maybe the end of April through the end of June. And then my understanding is right now there isn't anything that's going on because it's summertime, and they celebrate the heat with some different water type
Water cannon parades and
things like that.
people walking around with backpacks
Yeah.
with sprayers
Yeah.
to spray people. So if you're not a big fan of heat and humidity, I would check the calendar before you think
'cause
about
it's real
going,
hot.
especially
Yeah.
in the summer.
So, just to let you know, these were 2,300 yen, and I will put the prices in the bottom. And I don't know if this bag was 950 yen, so
that wasn't
very
expensive
cheap.
at all.
Yeah, that was not that bad at all. So,
Well, let's see. Speaking of Donald's Quacky Duck City,
oh yes,
there's the hot item.
So,
You're only allowed one.
and again, we each could have gotten one separately, but it does say Tokyo Disneyland on it because you couldn't get these in Disney Sea because this was for Donald's Quacky Duck City.
Which was only in,
and
only in
and
Disney.
people literally walked around with these
all day long.
and made the noise, which I love.
It was fun.
So
It
that
funny.
was that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that is.
So one of the things that's big in Tokyo is they get little stuffed versions of characters to put on their backpacks. So we looked for some that we would want to get, and there really wasn't anything that
Nothing I
we
saw,
were
but-
interested in, but I was super excited about this. If you're a friend of Country Bear Jamboree, what did I say?
Friend.
Oh, friend.
You could be a friend
Well, you
of
could
it,
be a
too.
friend too.
Sure.
A
He's your
fan. This is the little bear that sits on the edge of the stage.
And
when-
he's holding the little bear.
the little bear when the band comes out. I believe his name is Oscar.
Yeah.
So you can attach it to your backpack. They also give you a pin.
So you can pin it and attach it to make sure it doesn't
break
fall off.
But I love Country Bear, so I absolutely loved this. Unfortunately, this was the only one that we got. There really wasn't anything other ones that we were.
There were some things we
interested
looked
in.
for. We couldn't find them, but the stock rotation, it just seemed to be hit or miss when you got there.
Yeah.
We actually really I wanted the Country Bear chopsticks, just because Country Bear chopsticks.
Yeah.
No, didn't have them.
Couldn't
find
find
them in
them.
any of the shops. And then people would post a video 3 weeks later. There they were.
Yeah.
And you'd say, well, that's what happened.
Yeah. So,
And if you tried to ask, they would sometimes look, or sometimes they would just, they'd be like, well, if it's not here, just the same. If it's not here, then we don't have it. Not right now. Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
We're gonna talk about that.
Well, that's the big ride, of course, in Tokyo Disney. The Happy Ride with Baymax. In fact, it is so popular, it has its own CD.
You're a little too good.
Can you believe it? There it is. With all the music they play in the ride. Yeah. Can you believe it? It's basically the same as what Mater's
Junkyard Jam. No,
Alien Saucer
and Junkyard
and
Maters
and
in
Mater's in
California,
in the
DCA,
DCA
and Alien Swirling Saucers in
in
Hollywood Studios.
Studios
It's
in
the
Florida.
exact
Except
same
Baymax
ride.
is, or Big Hero 6, Baymax is pulling the cart.
Hopefully you saw it in our video. They have a little hand dance that you do while you're on it.
Quite an
and-
affair.
Yeah.
And the line is usually very, 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 very long.
Yeah.
So if you happen to get a chance to slide on it, if you get there, do it. At least so you can. At least you say you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I showed you before the Indiana Jones ride vehicle car. They're made by Tomy. They're sort of like little, very detailed Matchbox or Hot Wheels cars, and some of them are very good. That's literally your souvenir because some of them are of the ride vehicles, and that's the best you're going to be able to get of that kind of a souvenir. For instance, this is the Aquatopia vehicle from Aquatopia. So you can get something like that. This was off of Raging Spirits, the roller coaster, the ride car. There's a big Thunder train right there. This is one of the street vehicles that you can see on the streets rolling around. I think this was Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland, right? That was one. Oh, these are the amazing ones. You can go into the store and have them make you
Oh, right.
a vehicle at the Disney Vehicle Factory. We just wandered into a shop where they had toys and the vehicles, and they would make you a Disney bus of your own.
Oh, yeah. So both of these are different.
You had to pick. They gave you a tray. As you can see, I'm not going to take them out of the bag unless you can see. You had to pick a tray. They gave you a tray, and they gave you a bus frame, and you picked the color of the seats, and you went up to a table, and a lady literally assembled it for you and gave it back to you. So these are basically custom vehicles. Yeah. Now, you could have done whatever you wanted inside, really, with the seats, because they were different colors. For instance, now that's a Mickey one, and that has blue seats. You could have picked the yellow seats
There we go.
or the red seats to put in it, and you could have done that on any one of them. But
that comes right up, and it says Disney Factory Vehicle.
Oh, right, yeah. So these are kind of
on the top of it.
That's kind of neat. These are items that you're definitely not going to find anyplace else. You're only going to get that one if you go to the park.
Yeah.
Into that shop. I don't remember seeing it in Disney Sea.
Yeah.
It was only in Disneyland.
And the funny thing is, so you go up to the register to pay, and they made the vehicle, or they got all of the pieces, and then we had to go to a separate area where they screwed everything together. They had I don't know, it was a drill or whatever.
Yeah.
But when they were done making it, they had a little race course, and she put it at the top of the
That's
hill,
right.
and then zoomed it down
and zoomed
to
them down to a little foam wall to
Yeah.
make sure that they worked.
And again, you probably are tired of us saying the theming at this place, the theming at this place. That was something that they didn't have to do.
Right.
But again, especially with kids, what a cute way
Right,
to
because
get them their
you're basically
their bus.
looking at a Hot Wheels car or a Matchbox car. So they're gonna.
We did all
Yeah,
this.
we did that one. This was the right after we got there. They had the closing of Space Mountain finale merchandise, and it was all sorts of great stuff you could see online. There was a model of Space Mountain that was a light on the ceiling like a planetarium and all sorts of things. By the time we got there, all I could find was the ride vehicle. That's all that was left. So, that was it. That's kind of all there was for that. If you're going, again, looking for things that are specifically ride merchandise, don't try not to look too hard. There are some, and we'll get to that over here in a moment, because we missed a event that happened a month before, but
Yeah.
go ahead, you can show that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you. So this is, like a license plate, but it's, not one that you would use. It's Tokyo Disneyland. It says welcome. And the cute thing is, when you would go to put the screws in, if you were going to use it as a license plate, they're little Mickeys. See if you guys can
The holes are little Mickeys.
see that. That's cute. And then on the back of it, there's the castle. It says happiness everywhere, Tokyo Disney Resort. So
Yeah.
everything is themed. So
Okay, so they do have some exclusive merchandise in restaurants. A lot of them have exclusive mugs, glasses you can buy with a drink. This one was from the Teddy Roosevelt Lounge. Now, if you saw our video on the Teddy Roosevelt Lounge, nobody was really happy with
we didn't
with
like the
the
drink.
it was just very strange. The one that was the feature drink, which was what got me this glass.
Right. And you couldn't get anything else in it.
No, you couldn't say, well, could I get a cocktail in it? No. Could I get a Coke in it? No. You had to buy that drink to get that glass.
Yeah.
And it was very autumny,
Yeah.
shall I say. It was very, it tasted like
Here, I'll
like
show
like
it
an
as you're
like an
talking.
autumnal fruit basket of some kind. But there it is. It's a nice glass.
Yeah.
And on that side is the Mickey logo up. On the other side it says it has the Teddy Roosevelt Lounge. Yeah, it might be a little tough to
Yeah.
see through.
So,
that was that one.
yeah, that was really nice. And then the next one, we loved the drink. We went to the restaurant, Canaletto is how I'm thinking that you say that. And what was the drink that you got? You really
that was
liked
some
that.
sort of a strawberry, some sort of a strawberry gelato
I'm not sure if that.
drink of some kind,
Comes
but it was
out.
very good.
So on the front, it says Restaurant de Canaletto, and it is Mickey and Minnie on a gondola with Venice background, because that's where the
It's
restaurant
right on the canal.
was.
Right on the canal.
And then on the back, it has the C for the restaurant and Tokyo Disney Sea. I know it might be a little bit difficult
A little tough to see on
So
those.
we grabbed those because they were specific to
Correct.
that restaurant.
The only one we couldn't get was Magellan's, because Magellan's is very expensive. Very, very expensive, and the menu is very specific.
Yeah, we weren't.
A lot of the
crazy
food
about
that we
it.
saw, we said, maybe that, not that. No,
Yeah.
maybe. And it just didn't justify the price to go in. There used to be a bar. You
Yeah,
used to be able to go
lounge.
to the lounge, but the lounge is closed. You can't do
Which
that
is-
anymore.
Strange, but
I almost caused an international incident just trying to walk through the door to take a picture, because they were no, you don't have. I just want to walk 3 steps, and they finally said, "Oh, we get it, okay," but they wouldn't let me go any further than that top step,
yeah.
that one top step. I just wanted to take 2 pictures of the room, and then they all turned around and like, "That's it? That's all you wanted to do?" I said, yeah, that was it. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Now, here's what we always say: where do you need to go to pick up your Haunted Mansion dollies? You have to go to Tokyo to pick that up right there. Now, is this something we normally collect? No, absolutely not. But the fact that it's a Haunted Mansion made with a name tag too,
Yeah.
name tag as well, was just too hard to pass up, because it's from the Tokyo Disney Resort cast member costume collection.
Yeah.
And the funny part is we saw it, and we said, well, this is interesting and strange. And then as we walked around a lot of the park, we saw, especially in, here she is right there. We saw especially, they had them in Tokyo Disney Sea a lot. There was a costume for the hostess for Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
There was one for,
think one for
Toy Story.
Gibson girl.
There was a Gibson girl one too.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like we were running around looking for something to say, oh boy, I really need a dolly.
Yeah.
But it was definitely something that you said you're not going to find a Haunted Mansion
No,
doll costume. And supposedly, this is a famous fashion doll in Japan. That's what we were told.
Yeah.
That this is like a Barbie.
And if you can see the headband, I think I have it in frame there, for the doll. They have it that you can buy and wear. So, and it's exactly the same. It has the bat. It has the lace coming down the back. It's got, there's the. So that was 2,400 yen for the headband, and 4,200 yen.
Yeah, she
for
was
the
a bit
doll.
pricey.
And I'll put what that price
as you can
is
see,
on there.
Even the kid on the back thought it was a bit pricey. He made that face right there. He was like, "Oh boy, that's pricey." They had a Haunted Mansion event that they seem to do every year.
Yes.
Which is called the Haunted Mansion. The Story Continues. They put different pieces in the scenes in the Haunted Mansion. You can see some videos online for them on YouTube. We weren't there for it, but some of the merchandise was still there when we got there.
Yeah.
Like, this is a ghost registry book. And you say, well, what's in it? It's postcards of all the characters featured in the ride in a Japanese anime style, including the two characters that seem to be there's a maid and a butler, and that's supposed to be who's really the story revolves around for this special event.
Yeah, I think it opens.
Well, let's see. Oh, there. Oh,
Yeah. So you
I never realized.
See the ones that they're showing. Hopefully, there's not a glare there. And this was 29.90 yen.
Right. And as I said, this is called Disney Story Beyond.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And this has some sort of a mystery pin. We haven't opened it yet. And ironically, the price is $999.
Oh, that's awesome.
I bet you never saw that. Yeah.
That's good.
Like, for instance, this is a notebook, I think.
I think
well,
it's,
you can...
here.
Right, but there's also a top piece that undoes that.
Yeah.
Like that, and you're supposed to be able. It's a book to look like a book, and it has a. Or you're supposed to wear it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
I think
over your shoulder, like a sling.
Open it. I think it's a.
Well, it has. This looks like a slot for your tickets, and it's sort of like a carry, like a sling bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not much that you can fit in it, but it's kind of neat.
Okay, this one, just because you don't see much of this looks like a Haunted Mansion. This is a tea towel. I would say that's a towel. And, which brings a good point. If you go to the parks in Japan, bring towels with you, like a hand towel of some kind. The restrooms do not have...
Well,
you can't.
The men seem to not have them.
They have maybe some of the air wipe ones. But if you need any sort of a tissue or a paper towel,
the ladies' room did have the air dryers, and we also had paper towel. Steve said men's had some issues, but. For the most part, ladies' rooms were good, but we do know from watching other videos of people that have gone to Japan outside of the resort, Japanese people carry towels with them because when you go into a restroom, there aren't any towels. So if you want to dry your hands, you need a towel in order to do that.
And I think they also know because it's very hot and humid.
Yeah.
So they always have something they can dry off with.
Yeah.
That they say, wow, this is really hot. A couple more mansion. Nice, lovely knife and fork set. Pack this in your suitcase, not in your hand carry. You will learn a valuable lesson when you get back to America.
Well, so in Tokyo, when we got onto the plane, I didn't even think, because as we were in the hotel, I just threw everything in a carry-on suitcase and just to keep everything together, with housekeepers coming in and whatnot. And in Japan, when the bag went through TSA or whatever they call it there, it got stopped. And then when they saw what it was, that it was just a fork and knife that had said Haunted Mansion on it,
They were like,
they were fine.
okay.
So I didn't even think about it. And if we were going directly to where we were getting off, but we flew to LAX, so the next morning when we got on the plane at LAX to come home,
We put it through the counter again, and in
they
America,
took the knives away.
the knives.
I was
are
like,
not
"Are
allowed.
you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So
I replaced those.
So those were 2,400 yen.
Um,
So,
but I.
so one of the things, if you are a pin collector, there are not. It's not a big thing in Japan. You know, you may be able to find. Well, this is what we found, basically. We didn't. I think.
We have a few pins. It's
Yeah.
just starting to kind of like heat up a bit for that there.
And
They
this
will
is
put out a
perfect.
pin for a new area, like the Fantasy Springs.
Yeah.
They'll put out a pin,
Which we couldn't buy.
which was strange. But you could get certain items like that, but then
Yeah.
they're not real big on the pin trading. I don't think that's part
So,
of
but
what
this
they
was
like.
perfect because it says Disneyland, the Tokyo Disney Resort, and Tokyo Disney Sea, and this was 2,000 yen. So that wasn't bad. But speaking of Fantasy Springs, so they did a release of some merchandise before the opening of the park. So the only things that we were able to get were this. It's a magnet. It's 1,000 yen, and I guess this is a pin.
Right, that's what I said. It was really
yeah.
just, if it's a new land, they'll put a pin out and it'll stay
So-
out, and that'll be it probably.
And that was 1,200 yen.
Yeah.
So there was a few other things, but not anything that we were interested in getting. So so that's what we got. So a couple of other things. These are the balloons that they sell in the park, but it is like bag clips.
Bag clips.
And I love bag clips and I love the balloons. So we got these. This was 1,200 yen.
And you got it. Now over here, all you Tower of Terror fans, you couldn't beat that one from the New York City Preservation Society, Hotel Hightower. All you SEA fans out there that are into Tower of Terror, that's one of the tote bags. It was a very nice one. We don't usually buy tote bags a lot, but this one was so specifically detailed
Yeah.
and nicely done. It's even on the inside as the
Oh yeah,
the emblem of the idol that causes Harrison Hightower all the problems. We'll have to see.
yeah. I think maybe it's
Yeah, you
there.
might have gotten it.
Does it have a price on it,
Um,
or did we?
that was on the
Maybe
rack.
not. Okay.
On the rack. Also, I wanted it and couldn't get it home. They actually had a replica of a Disney trash can about that big that said New York Society Preservation Society on it with the working lid and everything. It was very cool, but I couldn't bring it
Yeah.
back. Couldn't bring it back.
One of the things that I collect, and thankfully, I kept looking around to see what I wanted, and thankfully, Steven finally threw it on the pile. And you know what? This isn't a pen.
What is it?
He threw this on the pile because we thought it was a pen. It says Tokyo Disney Resort. I think it's a pair of scissors.
Oh, look at that. Well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I don't know if you can see. It is a. We thought it was a pen. It was 1,000 yen. So thankfully, you also got this one because you said, "When are you ever going to see something?" So their Frontierland, they call Western Land, and this is a pen that says Western Land on it. So I'm glad that we got that. That was 2,000 yen.
Okay, now over here comes the paper material.
Wait, one of the, and this is something we also got. It's a pin. It has a safety pin on the back, and it says Western Land. Because again, that's something we never see.
These kind of pins, can pins, these are more common
Yes.
on sale there.
Yeah, and that was 600
Yeah.
yen.
These are more common.
Yeah.
So Paper Goods, did you know they have their own fan magazine out there in Japan? Literally. this is issue 6, issue 5. No, I do not read Japanese. But the photographs that they take of the
Yeah, they're pretty
attractions,
cool.
if I just find a spot. Here, hold on.
Oh, that's stuck
That's
in
something
there.
stuck in
Okay.
there. But I mean, these are literally things that they show you exactly what's going on in the park. And this is a monthly magazine. It's really something. Again, I can't read Japanese, but I love looking at the photos. And occasionally you find a very good guidebook for the park. Again, all in Japanese, but this was another one that can show you. There's like Discovery. That was where Aquatopia is.
Yeah, and that was 2,200 yen for this
Yeah.
book. These that he was just showing were much more expensive, and the price isn't on them, but these were pretty. I say pretty expensive. That's all relative. They were expensive for.
Yeah. But again, you get like here. There's all sorts of. You turn it inside, and suddenly you got a Rapunzel's Lantern Land poster.
Oh yeah, and that would be from Fantasy Springs.
Right. I mean,
Yeah. So that's
I
all
even
pretty
picked up
cool.
some of these in Expiari. I think I put a double book in there. Sorry, gang. But some of them were, again, guidebooks to the parks. And again, incredible photos, detailing pictures. Here, there's some of New York Harbor, Discovery Bay, Tokyo Disney Sea. I mean, if you're a collector of photos of the park, they take incredible photos.
Yeah.
Of the park itself. Also, if you're a Society of Explorer and Adventurer fan, you have to remember to go to
The Fortress.
Leonardo's
Challenge.
Challenge. And this is the map for Leonardo's Challenge. You have to do all the challenge itself to get like a little spot that they stamp it in. Did we get to do it? No. It took a long time to try to do it.
Yeah. And we unfortunately didn't. This was our last day that we went over there. And it was later in the day. And we just started looking around. And then we came to the end of the challenge, which you would see in the last video we did.
The people that were trying to stop the volcano from erupting.
Yeah.
With their...
And then we realized, so I went and found where it is. So you have to stand in line. Like, you can't just get the paper.
Right. They wouldn't just say, can I just have the paper for a souvenir? Nope.
I was trying to make, and they're like, no, you have to go in. And the funny thing is, so basically I just went into this room, which gave you instructions on what to do. It was in Japanese, and I didn't understand. I think, although it was pretty cool, I wish that I had done a recording of it. But I was like, okay, you made me stand here to do this, and I still don't understand what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. It seemed like you could go really in any sort of order. You just had to look for what was the little devices here and there, the little tables that had the scroll piece on it, and then you put the map over it and it would light up things and do stuff. It was quite entertaining.
It was really cool if we because one of the things, if in the last video, if you saw the planetarium, I don't know what the planetarium with the planets, you had to align those in a certain way for this challenge. And somehow there must have been something in each room that you scanned, because it knew you had to complete everything.
Right. You couldn't just go to the last one and put the paper down and say, okay, is this going to light up? But it would light up and say, not yet, you shouldn't be here yet, go someplace else. So you said, okay, but we just didn't have the time that night.
Yeah. So
next time.
The Disneyland is celebrating its 41st anniversary. Tokyo Disney Resort, Tokyo Disneyland, opened in 1982, so it's 2023. It is their 41st anniversary. So we missed the big 40th anniversary, but I guess what they do every year for an original attraction, they kind of celebrate that attraction. And for the 41st anniversary, it is Jungle Cruise. And the date, April 15th, 2024. Of course, April 15th is when the park opened. So they had some things. This is a pin. Again, the safety pin on the back.
Yep.
That was 500 yen. They had some magnets. At least we think that's what
it says that, and that's unusual.
what that is. And these were 1,900 yen. And they had those cars that Stephen was showing you before. They had the Jungle Cruise boat. This was 1,800 yen.
Right.
And
this is funny.
We think this is a magnet.
We
right?
think it's a magnet, or it could be a picture frame. We're not.
Yeah. So it's the steering wheel of the boat, and this was 3,800 yen. And then I grabbed these. These are okay. What are these called again?
Clear file folders.
Clear file folders.
TDR Explorer Chris knows exactly what these are.
So basically, you know how we use like a manila folder or, any kind of just to put our paperwork in? That's basically what this is. They're just really pretty clear folders that you put your paperwork in. And these were 500 yen. Really nice. And then...
This was some sort of a thing they were doing called Friend of the Jungle. If you went into the Jungle Cruise, there was a poster on the wall that said, "Become a friend of the jungle." I think you were supposed to like have your skipper fill it out. Like you were supposed to take it and have your skipper put their name on it and write some things on it of some sort. And we didn't really understand what it was doing, but it was a cool pin that you're not going to see any of this anywhere in America.
Yeah, and that is a pin.
Yeah, actual pin.
And the thing is in the back. And that was 1,200 yen. So we kind of grabbed everything that was available for the Jungle Cruise anniversary. There were some things that were sold out because obviously we went in May and the anniversary was in April, so we got what we could.
Yeah, and whether they were going to restock any of those things, probably not.
Yeah.
Once the event is over, it's done. If it's on the shelf, they'll still sell it, but there won't be any more past that.
So one of the things that I wanted to show you is I got this Tokyo Disneyland, right?
Tokyo Disney
Resort shirt. This was 2,900 yen. This is a large, and this fits the top of me. The bottom of the shirt. If you have hips, basically if I were to wear this, I would have to like fold up the bottom of it, to make it fit my body. Obviously it's a Japanese park. They make their merchandise for Japanese people, and they're much smaller than we are. So, I said this was a large. I'm sorry. This was an extra large.
An extra large is called an LL.
Yeah.
In Japan.
So it fit, just down at my hips is where it was tight.
It was hard for a lot of clothes. It was hard even just to find a hat.
Yes.
It's literally find a hat that fit. I'm not saying we're fatheads, but... it was a little, not even an adjustable. They were just, that's the hat.
Yeah.
And any hat you put on, 4 out of 5 times, somebody would walk up to you and say, "That's a children's hat." And you'd say, "Well, where are the adult hats?"
Yeah.
Nobody seemed to have an answer.
Didn't have a whole lot. So the next thing we got is a reusable Tokyo Disney Resort bag. This was 3,200 yen. And you've got Mickey on that side. And then Minnie on the other side. And these are nice. These are like a, almost like a canvas kind of material.
Pocket inside.
And it says the Tokyo Disney Resort inside. So kind of like at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Paris Disneyland, where we have those reusable bags. This is kind of their version of the
Right.
reusable bag. Much nicer
Yeah.
than some of those other ones.
Now this one came from the Disney store at Expiari at the mall. They're downtown. It's kind of their downtown Disney. That's attached by a monorail. That's a bag. You're not going to see this bag any place else.
So, and it's like the Walt Disney, Disneyland Paris reusable bags.
Yeah.
But because it said Disney Store Japan on it, we wanted to grab that. So let's see. We were on a vacation package, which I think we probably are going to do a video on and talk a little bit about that for our first 2 nights and 3 days that we were there. Right. And if you were on a vacation package, you were able to get some specialty merchandise. And they came as part of your package, so we didn't pay for anything extra for this.
Yeah, they had some that works. Some of this stuff is exclusive.
And we got the vacation bag, and again, this came with as part of the package, and we'll get into the details on the package and what you get and all of that in a separate video, but I just wanted to show that as merchandise. Now, our first couple of nights that we were there, we stayed in the Tokyo Disneyland Hotel.
Right.
And then we moved over to the Tokyo Maricosta.
Right.
So if you are a guest of one of those hotels, you can buy merchandise that is specific to that hotel.
Right.
That no one else can purchase.
You can't just walk into the shop and ask. Just bring it to the register. They will ask to see your reservation or ask about your reservation.
Yeah, they we needed to show our room key, and I think they actually scanned it and asked our name and our room number.
Because they said room.
Okay, sorry, just got a phone call there.
People are excited about this video. The phones are ringing.
So you were able to buy specific merchandise to the resort. So we, of course, had to buy the Disneyland Hotel pin. Again, has the safety pin. That was
a can pin.
500 yen. And then this is like a keychain.
Another piece you can either use as a keychain or you can hang it off your bag.
Yeah.
It's very popular. Have things hanging off your shoulder bags. Your crossbody bags over there, they're very into it. That
is 1,900 yen for that. So, and I really liked that. They had a trivet, like a hot plate. So we got that. That was 2,400 yen. And then they had a reusable bag.
They had a variety of it. Each hotel had a variety of.
That's a good one. It has a snap and it has a pocket, but it's the Disneyland Hotel. It's a
kind of
like a waterproofy kind of material. This was 3,000 yen. And then the big splurge that I'm glad I didn't know the price, because if I did, I probably would have said no, that I wasn't going to get it, and I absolutely love it. It is an exclusive Disneyland.
That's a Disneyland hotel.
Hotel bag. And it comes with the handles, it comes with a shoulder strap, it comes with this very cool bag that you can use for makeup or anything that you want to, as well as
it's like a change purse, maybe?
Yeah, that's a great idea of probably
a concept of. You can do whatever you want with it, really, because this is just being sold with it. It's not attached to the bag.
Yeah,
you can do whatever you need to with that.
Yeah, very, very cool. And, again, you don't realize, and this is a really good size, and it's a nice
canvasy,
material.
Really heavy sort of a canvas, really durable.
Yeah, so I absolutely love this. This is 18,000 yen. And after we walked out of the shop, I did my Googling of how much 18,000 yen is. It was $15, 115, which when you look at the bag and the
Well,
three pieces that you're getting with it, it's an exclusive to the resort. I absolutely love it. It has the little Mickey buttons on it. So it was worth it.
I mean, yeah. If you try and buy that off of eBay, you try price that. You see what?
A little.
What are you going to do?
expensive.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So then we moved over to the Maricosta, and I was like, okay, well, we need to get some of the same things. We need to get the pin.
We got the button
Again, 500 yen. We got a trivet, again, 2,400 yen.
And our one and only. There it is. We got an Explorer Mickey reading the little map.
Yeah, this was 2,700 yen, and this is actually one of the things that you can hang
And
off of your
look
bag.
at the size of that. That's the kind of thing you would say, I wouldn't hang that off a bag.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but they do.
But
you
they
should
will.
see some of
Yeah.
the people walking around.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy.
And again, this is the kind of thing that you're not going to find that anywhere just hanging around in general.
Yeah.
That's exclusive to that hotel.
And anything can be a souvenir. So in Tokyo Disney Resort, they have their monorail, and you have to pay to use the monorail, and that's a Japanese law because it is a mode of transportation. So one of the great things that they do is they have fun with their tickets. So we got that one for the anniversary of the Jungle Cruise, the opening of Fantasy Springs, and then we both got Donald's Quacky
Duck City.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
you could pick on the machines at the booth when you bought them which ticket you wanted.
Yeah.
Which design you actually
So we
wanted.
got those because that's pretty neat to keep.
And as for the price of riding on the monorail for a whole stay, it was like what?
Well, we got a 3-day. I think it only went up to 3-day, and then we had to get a 1-day. And I think the 1-day was like $1.10.
Yeah, it's really a
something.
minimal amount. It's really, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And one of the things that you can do in Tokyo Disney is collect stickers. So if you go up to cast members, they have different, this was for the opening of Fantasy Springs. And then as we were walking around, someone had on a Mickey glove, and we high-fived them, and they gave us.
And they gave you a sticker. Sometimes you just walked past folks and they gave you a sticker.
And then, and then we got some balloons. We have several of those. And then
Our first visit sticker.
Our first visit, we asked someone if they had something like Walt Disney World does with the pins. They have stickers, and they will, customize them to you. So that was really nice. And then again, anything can be a souvenir. This is...
They put a lot of detail
for
into
the room
everything.
keys.
Everything.
So, so we have all of that. And then Stephen got...
Now, this is the thing. See, we got some pressed pennies. We're not going to bother showing you all the pressed pennies, but for a lot of places, that's the only souvenir you can find for a land.
Yeah.
Or an attraction. Some might say Disney Sea Electric Railway. That's the only thing you could get.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can see them. That's the one for the electric railway.
Yeah, it's a little tough. They're a little tough to see, of course. For Mysterious Island, one. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
That's the one for Mysterious
Right.
Island.
So you had to decide for yourself, if that was going to be it or forget it. There's a million things they can market just on Mysterious Island itself. Journey to the Center of the Earth. You have 20,000 leagues under the sea there. There should be anything you could market off of that would be worth some, but no, they don't really push it.
Yeah.
They don't
So
really push it.
that was everything that we bought.
I got one more.
No, we do. We have one more.
I got one more. Actually, we have a few more if you have the Gashapons around.
Well, we're going to do that separately.
Oh, well, I'll count this as a midway because this is what this kind of thing is. All right, people, let's talk window displays. So, this is a set for the Emporium in Tokyo Disneyland, of the window display they were using, I think, to celebrate.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
which
this
one it was,
is the
but,
exact window display.
If anybody knows what gashapons are, they're little toys you get in machines. You put coins in, and you get like one at a time. And sometimes there's a whole series you buy, and it makes a whole
This is part of the gashapon?
It kind of, well, it's their version of if you buy like a hidden piece, and you can sometimes buy the whole series. That's a whole display window from the Emporium.
That is literally what the window
That
looks
is
like.
what the window looks like inside. Now, they would sell those pieces individually. There's probably like 5 boxes in there that you could buy blind. In other words, it's one of those purchases where you go, oh boy, I hope I got 5 of what I need and not 5 of the same one.
And that is 6,200.
Or you can buy the
yen.
whole set. And obviously, if
Yeah,
you're...
it's not coming out, but 6,200 yen.
Obviously, if you're going and you're never coming back, you should just get the set.
Yeah. So we have a couple more souvenirs that we want to show you. They're things we didn't pay for. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to show you. This is sitting in our chair in our dining room. So these are, this is what we got from the resorts, from Disneyland Hotel and the Maricosta. So here, I'll just start. These are the same in both resorts. These are the slippers. And if you saw our video of the Maricosta, you get these in your room.
These are free. Everything you see here is free.
Yeah, this is included in
the price of your
room. So let's see. You can see a lot of cups here. This is the Tokyo Disneyland cup. These are little plastic cups, and you get them in your bathroom.
And they tell you are meant to take them.
And that is the Maricosta cup. So some other things that you get from both resorts, toothbrushes. That is the, well, and they're all different. That is Donald and Daisy, and there is the children's Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and are they all? Well, maybe they are. So the toothbrushes, I guess, are Daisy and Donald, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Right. Mickey and Minnie are on the cups. And then was that the same? That's the Maricosta.
That's all I see is Donald and...
Who's that?
Oh, Chippendale are on the children's.
Chippendale on the kids' toothbrush. And then, so, I didn't want to be greedy and take everything, but we realized when we were staying at the Disneyland resort. So they leave these reusable bags, and I'll have Stephen open up the one for the Maricosta on your table. So the first day we were there, I took them. There was 2 of them. When we came back to the room that day, there was 2 more. So I left them on the table because I didn't want to, I was like, okay, that's going to give us 4 at the end of the stay. And then when we came back the second night, there was 2 more. So we've got 6 bags in total from the Disneyland Hotel.
You can hold one corner.
And then this is...
Okay, you can easily fit that pouch into like a pocket to take with you. In your pants or in another bag, and then you have a shopping bag.
And then that just goes inside the bag, and then you can use that. So we have 2, 4, we have 6 of those as well.
In fact, I didn't hear that you said the one day we left them on the table to specifically give the hint we have them ready, and we came back and they put 2 more on.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So then what you also get in your bathroom are these amenity kits. And I'm going to have Stephen open them because they're a little different for the Disneyland and the Maricosta.
This is the Disneyland Hotel.
Yep. So inside is a little scrunchie to put your hair in a ponytail. Okay, perfect. These are like little cotton pads. Take off your makeup, and then some Q-tips.
And good luck getting those Q-tips open.
Yeah, so that's what is in the Disneyland Hotel. And we have a lot of those. And then we went to the Maricosta, and I expected it to be the same thing, but then I opened it, and it is for the most part. You've got your Q-tips, and what I found interesting is there's like a little hook on the other end of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I guess you want to dig something
In case
out
you
with
really
that.
want to.
Again, the cotton pads,
It's like a hair
and then this is a headband to be able to pull back your hair if you're going to wash your face, which is pretty cool. So that is what came in those. So you can see we have a lot of those. And then my life changed. So they have washcloths. They have a towel set with a bath towel, a hand towel, and a washcloth, and they're all have like the logo of the hotel. And these, I think you can kind of see through it. It's almost like a loofah sponge.
Yeah.
Here you can see the back of it there. And I opened this up to use one day in the shower, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are amazing.
Yeah, they really work. They did a good job.
And I realized when I opened one up the next day, they came back to the room and they replenish what we had. So I think I have about 10 of these because they're just that amazing and I don't want to run out of them. Although I did Google it on Amazon, and you can get something, it says right on it, Japanese loofah or something. So when I run out, I know where to get them from. So that is our goodies. And so hope you enjoyed watching the merchandise. We really, I'm sorry, it is, this Osmo is tracking me. It caught on me. So I'm trying to get it so both of us are at the screen. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great one, guys. Bye.
Bye.